Good evening, everyone, and welcome you all to the second day of the International Virtual Workshop on Soft Skills and Effective Classroom Management, jointly organized by Lavender Literary Club, Cape Comorin Trust, and Malaysian Industrial Relations and Human Resource Associations, Malaysia. So today, our first speaker is going to be Dr. Solomon Bene Zato, and he is a lecturer of entrepreneurship at University Malaysia Kelantan. He has hailed from Ghana and has just defended and passed his Viva. Dr. Solomon also pursued MPhil and MBA at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in entrepreneurship and management, and he also has some years of teaching experience. We are very happy to have you among us, sir. Passing over the session to you.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful to the organizers for this program, Professor Frank, and also for Professor Bala of University Malaysia Kelantan, and to you all, the earlier presenters who really dealt much on the topic leadership and soft skills development, the way forward for effective classroom management. I see this as a learning opportunity for me, a young person, to learning from my professors. And I'm grateful to my university, University Malaysia Kelantan, my supervisors, and all those who have groomed me in many ways, even from Ghana. Teachers, as we know, play a vital role in helping people to develop their hard skills. The medical doctors that we need, the computer engineers that we need, and all other professions. Teachers are at the heart of channeling all these human resources to become useful people and helping to bring about the development of every country. When I'm talking about teachers, I'm not only talking about those engaged in formal teaching. Learning takes place in various forms, of which I'm not going to talk about that here. We also say that, or see that, hard skills are very, very important. Yes, but there is something that, or there are some things that serve as the fuel, the lubricant that drives these hard skills that people learn. For a manager to be a useful manager in an organization, for an engineer or anyone to really work the salt for the work that they are employed to do, there are certain things that are inherent or learned, some of which are learned, some are not learned. Yes, leadership, some people have the view that leaders are born, others say leaders are not or are made. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm also not going to talk much about leadership and the types. I think that has really been dealt extensively by the first speaker yesterday, Dr. Jana or Jane. I really enjoyed everything. I said, this is a well-packed program. that some of us wish we had this earlier during our formative years or ages. All because I've had some bitter experience going through the hands of some teachers. But I cannot blame them, and you should not blame them or blame anybody for whatever that happens. I have known some people who have struggled in their life because of some comments made by teachers, some behavior of some teachers, as well as to them, they were ensuring effective classroom management being the issue. I got to understand that effective classroom management is, that was before then, making sure that students are always silent in class. You focus on the few talented ones, give them the opportunity to share or to talk. And for those who hardly put up their arm, you just shun them, you avoid them, you make no effort to even find out why they behave the way they do, or find other remedial ways of helping them. But this is things, or these are things of the past. And thank you so much once again, Professor Frank and the organizers, for this program. Today, I would want to look at some of these things from the entrepreneurial perspective. And so I captured my presentation as this. Please, can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Soft skills and effective classroom management. I'm talking about modeling soft skills using entrepreneurial leadership for effective classroom management. From my background, I see entrepreneurship to be an all-encompassing in every field of study. And so I'm one of the advocates that entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial skills should be impacted across all learning institutions, and possible even at the junior high level, where most of the students are seen to be more creative. And if they are helped, their creative nature and innovativeness will be unleashed, and our countries will be better off than some of the countries are now, especially Africa, where I come from, Ghana. Entrepreneurship. Modeling skills using entrepreneurial leadership for effective classroom management. But I must also say that I've got to also realize that as a good teacher, if you want to have effective classroom management, you need to see yourself first. You know, most of us know this. Teachers are like the second parents of children. And most studies across reveal that students spend more time with teachers or their teachers lecturers, or whatever level of education than their parents. And so that means that we play a greater role. Soft skills have been seen as personal characteristics like good work ethics, positive attitude, social grace, friendliness, integrity, willingness to learn, among others. Empathy, honesty, and what have you. So leaders are therefore seen to become or to be great people, not only by their power, the way they wield their power around, but based on their ability, their propensity to what? Empower people. I like this statement by John Maxwell. The leaders are not great because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. So I would wish that at the end of this presentation, whether you are a manager of your own firm, working in a corporate organization, you are a teacher in a government or private institution, that we begin to imbibe some entrepreneurial skills and inculcate these ones on the children that come our way. Because we don't know. Life is a chain. And whatever goes wrong comes wrong. So there are a lot we can talk about that later. My watchword, I think that it's all about entrepreneurship mindset. Soft skills can make students or people more successful and be in the increasingly demanding global economy. Or increases personal productivity and directly translates to sustainable competitive advantage in the global marketplace. Yes, our first speaker yesterday mentioned that the intelligence quotient and other things that we used to embrace so much. And for that matter, we always wish that our kids and the students we are teaching will score A's and A plus and all that. That become the yardstick for their success. Right? We all know that. We sometimes also realize that we're making a mistake by emphasizing more on these academic prowess that we expect from people. So some people come out with good certificates, and usually we are not able to live and work with people. Entrepreneurial leadership will accelerate achievement of individuals, organizational goals, and enhance performance. Evidence alludes that most successful firms that started new were able to survive the 60% or more failure rate. And I say in the same lens, successful people we see, the list is continuous. They have all failed. And all this depends on the kind of leaders that play, whether they play a good role in their lives or not. So I'm saying that it's all about entrepreneurial leadership. We can talk about the Bill Gates and what have you, Richard Branson and others. These people have come out with enduring brands, though they also went through several hurdles. And some of them, even after their initiatives, they ceased to become owners. And it took them a long time to be even recognized by the ventures that they started by themselves. So some teachers have become or have made some indelible imprints or marks on our lives, on people's lives, positively or negatively? The question I would ask is, are you making an enduring, are you an enduring brand, whether positively or negatively to people? Many of us, we distinct people, we put people in classes. This has also been looked at. And we treat people based on our own lens, without looking at the broader perspective. We get to know that entrepreneurial leader will look at the broad picture rather than having a myopic mindset. Entrepreneurial leadership is based on having an entrepreneurial mindset, a kind of human attitude towards entrepreneurial activities and outcomes. And Dr. Carol Dweck said, Stanford University said we have two types of mindset, fixed mindset and growth mindset. If we have fixed mindset, we will impact the same thing to the people that come our way as teachers. We will treat them based on their abilities and inabilities. Those that who are high achievers, we will be more likely to incline towards them and shun those who are not. Then we can also talk about the Steve Jobs, the Bill Gates, and others. Yes, some of them have struggled in their education, but now we see them being surrounded by the right brains or the bright brains. Yes. Maybe some teachers did not play their role well. Entrepreneurial mindset towards building soft skills. We talk about some soft skills, yes. Internal locus of control. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you don't attribute the occurrences of things to other events or situations. An entrepreneurial mindset person or minded person will see, how do I overcome this? This is my own. I have caused this. I failed. What do I learn from this? Not that this person caused it. They utilize their common sense. Yes, in some of the books that I just read about soft skills, one of them said common sense should be seen as the number one soft skill. Yes, because it is like it involves integrity, honesty, fairness, accountability, and others. How many of our leaders, our teachers, can ask that, can you hold me accountable? In that case, they see someone as a mentee and they are mentoring that person. Entrepreneurial mindset will subject a person with entrepreneurial mindset will subject himself or herself to be accountable to his or herself. Tolerance for ambiguity. Yes, many of us, we don't accept that. Willingness to work with people who are even sometimes smarter than you. Complement your own identified weakness. Consistent drive to create, build, or change things. A passion for an opportunity, problem solving, or creative mindset. And they also learn to handle stress. Yes, stress, emotions, and all that. Sometimes some conflicts happen with us or among us as workers or people. Sometimes because we are not able to handle our emotions. Yes. So these are all things that entrepreneurs learn to manage with. They have perseverance, they have risk takers, the tolerance, the resilience, optimism, good sense of humor, and we are self-starters. So, entrepreneurial mindset always see positive things and not negative. Yes, you have failed. What can we learn from that? Yes, you are from so and so background, but you are so unique. There is something we can benefit from you. And so, if teachers, we can begin to see people from this lens. I know many teachers have fallen a victim in some of these instances where even a student, one person, sort of the teacher punishing one person, the teacher decides to punish the whole class. And thinks that that may be a good way of managing class. No, I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. An entrepreneur, and then, is one mostly we know as people who own their own enterprise or businesses and are responsible for all its activities, the growth and everything, whether they are making losses or not. But in recent times, entrepreneurship is not only about that. Entrepreneurs are not only those who manage their own businesses. We are what we term as entrepreneurship or corporate entrepreneurship. That is entrepreneurship in existing companies. So teachers, we can see ourselves, lecturers, we can see ourselves as entrepreneurs in an organization. When we have these characteristics, it will help us a lot in whatever done. So entrepreneurship is the process by which people behave in order to cope with and take advantage of uncertainty and complexity, and how in turn, or how this will in turn become embodied in the way they are doing things that we can term as organizational culture. Their ways of feeling, how they feel about themselves and that of other people, emotional intelligence, and finding better ways of communicating things, as well as what? Managing conflict, ways of learning. A leader is therefore a person who can influence other people to have, based on his or her managerial authority, or a person who is able to influence or inspire others to do what he or she wants them to do. Entrepreneurial leadership then entails process or ways of influencing and directing the performance of group members toward the achievement of organizational goals that involve recognizing and exploiting entrepreneurial opportunities, influencing other people towards effective communication to recognize opportunities and share the vision, as well as being futuristic in their thinking. All is meant to have or be able to explore opportunities and have competitive edge. Among the characteristics of entrepreneurial leaders, we can say that they take initiative, they demonstrate entrepreneurial creativity, they take the responsibility, and they take risks. As teachers, we need to now learn to understand our students very well, take initiative, and do some of the odd things, some of the things that are not ordinary. I like this statement that if you are fond of doing ordinary things, you always achieve ordinary results. But when you do extraordinary things, you will achieve extraordinary results. We take risks. Yes, this cannot be alienated from entrepreneurs. They are risk takers. Yes, in school, some things, oh, just follow this, follow this, follow that, follow that. We are just following without bringing in new things. course, systems sometimes can be difficult, but when with time, we are able to also understand organization and we make constructive suggestions towards change based on the trust relation that we have. I think our ideas will be welcome. Rule of an entrepreneurial leader. So if teachers, we want to become models, it's not just by having our lesson notes. And sorry to say that sometimes some of the teachers' lesson notes that I realized, some of my teachers' lesson notes were as old as they hardly revised their lesson notes. What they used to teach or they taught previous years is still what no need for updating. And they don't find better ways of researching. And so how would they inspire? So many of us rather hamper the creativity and the innovativeness of the people that come around us because of who we are. We want them to go by our pattern instead of allowing them and also being open-minded to learn sometimes from them. We need to also devote time to help other people. I can give an example here. There are some of the students that I handled last semester, and the outcome, I get so gratified. Yes, I'll not mention names, but it's so gratifying to know that the little encouragement or steps that you have taken, somebody is really happy and has changed maybe a decision, a bad decision, towards doing something that is good. And I'm very grateful to UNK, University of Malaysia, Kelantan, where entrepreneurial talents are unearthed. And this is the university that has given me the opportunity to learn some of these things. The ability to work with and through other people, as well as give credit where credit is due. Bring about a change in existing order, or create non-existing things or processes, ways of doing things. Sometimes we may term these people as transformational leaders. They rally the best brains, other people's efforts to meet the challenges in order to achieve their results. They have futuristic vision and ideas. They create an appropriate culture within the organization. And that becomes the organizational culture, which is also being taught. And so we get to realize that organizational culture, when it is learned, well taught to the organizations, it also forms as another way of what? Reducing some of the conflicts and other issues that we encounter. They have the courage to delegate. I am always privileged, and I'm proud to say that today my participation in this program is because I'm relying or I'm hanged on the shoulders of some strong people. Yes, Professor Bala will not want me to mention that, but I would. And others. I remember once schooling at KNUSP, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Professor Wilberforce Owusu and others will go far and even assign some responsibilities as ways of learning, which, if not for those opportunities of learning, one would not have come this far. And I'm grateful for everything. It takes a good teacher, it takes a good lecturer for one to be where we want or we are. Control the business by monitoring information rather than they being directly involved. Yes. Professor Bala has taken me to some businesses in Kelantan here, Cotabato, where you hardly see the owners of the businesses around. And management, everything is being, everybody is doing his or her work effectively. That is very good entrepreneurs. But many of us think that when we are not there, nothing best or well can be done. And so, what impact are you making? Yes, the people will make mistakes, we make flaws, we are not perfect, and it's all that part of learning. An entrepreneurial leader, if teachers or leaders will have this entrepreneurial mindset to groom other people, that your success is not only measured when your absence is felt. Oh, we wish we had this person still working with us. That's good though, but I will say that you are not successful. You are not a successful leader because whom have you grown to take after you? And that is why I'm really honored for this learning opportunity through his workshop. There are a number of issues about management, traditional managers and entrepreneurial managers, creating an agenda and all that, for which time is not allowed us. We need to work in ways to promote entrepreneurial leaders rather than focusing on administrative or organizational principles. Some of the things that have been highlighted, even in the 1990s, Timos Peters, 1997, Cornwall and Palmer, 1990, are still relevant in our days. They have said that leaders, we need to be more focused on people and empowerment of people. We need to have strong commitment and personal responsibility. Doing what is right. That still goes back to the use of our common sense. Do unto others what you would wish them to do to you. Yes, if you are a leader, a teacher of a class, yes, teachers will all the respect. That's good. But apart from the class, and the fact that you have all the academic prowess to chew and pour whatever you have learned, how positively are you impacting? How are you empowering lives? How many people can say that I'm where I am because of so and so? Is it by dint of my own hard work? So there's no wonder some of us easily forget about the teachers who handle us at our formative early years. It's rather unfortunate. And let us see ourselves like this. Involve in value creation in people. See good things from people through innovation and change. Yes. Be free to grow. Allow people to have the freedom to grow. Yes, if as they are growing, they will encounter failures. As a good leader, as a good teacher, then they report to you. You help them. So we need to devise good mechanisms. In recent times, things have become much easier for us as teachers to become very effective, even not only in the classroom, but there are other mediums by which we can still communicate and model lives through the email, through WhatsApp, through phone calls, and other media, which hitherto were non-existent. We emphasize on future and have the sense of urgency towards building an entrepreneurial society. Yes. I will talk about my country, the little I know. That Ghana, we have all the resources. What we lack is entrepreneurial society. an entrepreneurial fostering society, which teachers will play significant role. And so we need to embrace this, the things we are learning from this workshop, and see how we can utilize them to help create entrepreneurial fostering societies. But how does the model of an entrepreneurial society looks like? It talks about acculturation process. We're changing our mindset. Most of us are very, very judgmental. We judge people based on their background, their culture, their religion, and what have you, where they even come from, their color, and what have you. But let us see the gold in them. There is gold in each and every one of us, in anybody that we come across. So people with entrepreneurial teachers, to become an effective teacher, you have to change your mind and have an entrepreneurial growth mindset. That is trying to see the good out of every situation. A child is talkative in class, and you go to my village, the way that student will be dealt with, he or she sometimes, some of them even stop schooling because of the behavior of some teachers. This was one of my siblings had to stop schooling because of some of this behavior. He said he would not go to school. Unfortunately, he did not even avail himself to learn any skill. And his life is miserable. Building a good culture. Yes, we need to also have an entrepreneurial society, allowing being in the position to take risks, innovative, creative, and supportive, create supportive mechanism, environment. Today, yes, and sorry, I have to mention my university. Okay, University Malaysia Kelantan, they have, as an entrepreneurial university, we have incubators that are helping young entrepreneurs, graduate entrepreneurs. And our university graduate employability is about 96% or so. Yes. So, and they even have a principle that before you graduate, you come out with your business idea and they link you with the industry. And other lecturers, industry players nurture you. So you take the risk, you become innovative, creative, and they also provide supportive environment for you. They're even giving some grants. Yes. Entrepreneurial capital, we need to have that. If we have that, our human resource development will be good. You have people with the right knowledge, the right intellect, physical, financial, and social capital. Yes. Social capital development is also one of the things that we overlook. But that it is a resource that is irreplaceable, that is immutable. We need to have an entrepreneurial economy, an economy that is vibrant, sustainable, added value, involving job creation and higher productivity. Who are the best to do this? Who are the best people to help foster this or promote this entrepreneurial society? You mustn't necessarily have your own business or be seen as an entrepreneurial lecturer Well, yes, we have educated entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship. And that is one good thing I have also liked about my university. Is that in University Malaysia, Kelantan, you see a greater number of lecturers who are also entrepreneurs and have even gone to the extent of commercializing their entrepreneurial ideas. And the university and the country gives credence to that. When all these things is done, when teachers, lecturers create an entrepreneurial society, there will be a boom in the economic growth, higher input, income level, higher standard of living, and underemployment and unemployment issues that bedevil most countries will be dealt with. In sum, entrepreneurs are agents of change at every level of the society and therefore contribute enormously to entrepreneurial capital. The above model, or for us to model indelible social soft skills and attain effective classroom management, we need positive work ethics. I know some teachers from my formative years that they will only come to work the first weeks of the month and the end of the month. You come late, some come unprepared. And a student who asks questions, often asks questions, is seen to be a notorious student and sometimes being punished. All this stifles the creative nature and some inherent talents of people. Remember, the hard skills alone cannot take us far. It can only get us a job. But it will take our soft skills, the soft skills of people, that will let them maintain or be maintained in the workplace and even survive after that. We need to have positive attitude and communicate well. We are never perfect. Yes. We learn to communicate effectively. And these days, with the death of technology, there are various things we can learn. So, as teachers, I see that to become effective class managers or classroom managers, we should also be willing to learn from our students. Some of the students, they know a lot that we don't know. We should find better ways of relating with them, giving them equal opportunities. And our rewarding system should be fair and transparent. Sometimes some of the students, they don't want to accept some responsibilities because of the way we also treat them. We don't know them out. I remember several times I took up the leadership, the role of my class, and other leadership roles, and some comments from my even some teachers were very, very appalling. But there's a few of them really encouraged that have also helped some of us who were very timid who, some people will say, no. So there are some actions and inactions of us, teachers, that becomes creative blocks for people. And if we have entrepreneurial mindset, these creative blocks, we will override them. We overlook them. We will not even visit them. Oh, we make some comments when students, in their attempt to answer a question, are not able to answer it appropriately. Some of the comments are very derogatory, and show them up. There's a lot we can do. And all this will depend on how we ourselves treat ourselves with our common sense, doing what is right for other people as we would wish them to do for us. I thank you so much. Thank you so much once again for the opportunity to learn by sharing some of the things that I have come to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. The session is open for the participants to put out their queries. Does anybody have any questions to ask? Any questions from the participants' side?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Ibrahim. My name is Harun Ibrahim. From Ghana. Dr. Solomon, thank you for your meticulous presentation. Given the fact that you've explained in detail what entrepreneurial mindset is, who is an entrepreneur and what is an entrepreneurship and who is a leader. In your submission, I think in the middle of your presentation, you said something which is very fascinating. Common sense should be seen as the number one soft skill, right? I think you quoted from a literature, right? Hello.
Yes. Thank you
You
so
quoted
much.
from a
Yes.
literature, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. This literature is very, very strong literature. I mean, common sense should be seen as the number one soft skill. In your presentation, you made mention that some leaders lack what do you call them? Emotional intelligence, referring it to yesterday's presenter, right? Good. You gave us two types of mindset: fixed mindset and growth mindset. For example, you are a leader, you are a lecturer in Malaysia now, and you are teaching your students. And you group your students into two, group A, group B. And you told them that this participants, as you are using them as a research group, they should have a fixed mindset. Yes, this group should have a fixed mindset, and you give them a scenario, and then this very group should have a growth mindset. Can you tell me some parameters that we should take notice of during your placebo? I mean, like you using them as a test between these two groups, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset, giving them the same conditions at the same time.
Good. Thank you so much, my brother and friend, Harun Ibrahim. I would wish yesterday when I saw your name the contributions you made, as well as questions. I really wish that we get connected after this. Please,
Oh,
let's
we will. Let
let's
me
get
just have your email. When you are
yes,
done, you just let us have. Let me just have your email, okay?
yes.
All right.
I don't know. I'm not able to chat using the chat box. I wish to do that.
The chat box is disabled,
Yes,
but you
yes.
can mention your email. You can mention your email. Let me write it. You mention it. Let me
Okay.
write.
Zaxo 2012. Zaxo
Can you
20.
zap? Z
Zap.
A B.
ZAG. G for Ghana.
Okay.
SO 2012
Okay.
at
Okay.
gmail.com. That's
All
my
right. Okay.
personal email address, but the university email address is okay. That we can continue from that. I'm
Yeah.
really,
All right.
I'm really encouraged by your presence in this workshop and the contributions and the questions that you ask. I really like that. And I wish that we extend that friendship later. We need collaboration, better collaboration, so that we
Exactly.
can all help our country and the whole wide world develop.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Adile,
Dr. Solomon.
thank you so much, Prof.
All right.
Ibrahim. I think, as you
All right.
said, the question, given the two scenarios, we consider, yes, those with fixed mindset, their propensity will always see negative about themselves, will always be high. They will have no internal locus of control. They will tend to blame others for their failure instead of assessing themselves for whatever pragmatic steps they should take to improve upon their present situation. Yes, many of us like fail. We feared failure. And I'm happy to tell you that I have failed a number of times. Yes. And in all this failure, I never attributed it to anybody's occurrence. I asked myself, what can I learn from this? Or what have I learned from this? In many of the things, I get to realize where I really did wrong. But with the people with the growth mindset, literature also indicates that entrepreneurs are those that use their right hemisphere brain more than the left hemisphere brain. And so people who are growth mindset, they are seen to be more enterprising. They learn things fast. They open up to learn. They agree, oh yes, this is not good for me. I have failed. I have failed my exam. This did not go well. My parents did wrong by taking this decision, maybe taking me to this school or whatever. But I don't need to relax on my horse and keep blaming people. What can I do? In fact, my brother, there are a lot of things that people with growth mindset do. And we all need to learn some of these things. I actually wanted to talk more about this, but I was looking at the time constraint. The growth-minded people in every society, every community, every organization don't look only at the negative, but you see what good can be or can come out of whatever things that happen. And we see that people who are growth-minded, growth minds who have growth mindset, emotionally, also have good emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, which we heard yesterday, and in fact, that is really lacking in most organizations. When organizations, institutions, teachers, we have high emotional quotient, you will understand the people, irrespective of their cultural and whatever background that they come from. And we see good in them rather than seeing negative. We have seen people, oh, oh, you are from this. What good come from you? What good can come from you? Oh, yes. But we know people who are even school dropouts, where society is even branded them as nothing. We are the ones, we are all, some of us are patronizing their products or services in one way or the other. So thank you so much, my friend Haruna Ibrahim, once again for your
Yeah,
question.
Doc. Yeah, Doc. Very, very. You've drawn a clear distinction between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So, in the nutshell, fixed mindset are people who have pessimistic mind, and then the growth mindset are the optimistic leaders. Right. That is the summary that I'm getting from you.
Yeah.
Right. Good. Very nice explanation. The next question is, there's a saying that charity begins at home. In reference to your presentation on entrepreneurial mindset, will you say that entrepreneurship is an inborn characteristic or is a learned characteristics? It's an inborn character or it's a learned character?
Thank you so much. I have taught this topic, fundamentals of entrepreneurship, at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And all credence goes to Professor Wilberforce Owusu Ansah. And I've also learned a lot from Professor Ajapon and others. And
All right.
entrepreneurs are born or made. These are the schools of thought about entrepreneurship. And since I'm a Ghanaian, I want to be a non-aligned person. I will stand in between and say, yes, there is an extensive literature that people can use to argue the fact that entrepreneurs are born. Yes, and there's also another extensive literature that on the view that entrepreneurs are made. In a nutshell, my friend, whether you are made or you are born, there are some things that will fuel these entrepreneurial talents in you. One of them is your environment, your own interest. The environment, yes. Coming from Ghana, we know there are some the Kwewu people. Many of them, no matter their level of education, they will engage in some entrepreneurial activity. Yes, thanks. Igbos of Nigeria and others. That notwithstanding, entrepreneurship can be learned. And that is why I started by saying that from my perspective, entrepreneurship should be seen as an all-encompassing course or subject being taught at all levels of education, even informal level. We learn entrepreneurship. I remember growing up. So there are certain things that we learn. So it can be born. You could be a born McLeod and others and Carson and all others. I don't want to go there. There's a lot of literature that talk about entrepreneurs are born, or there's entrepreneurs are made. Oh, but whether you made or whether you are born, you can also become an entrepreneur. So let's stand in between. If you are born, you still need certain things that will help on earth or for you to become a true entrepreneur. That's why even entrepreneurs, some of them have mentors. So what are they doing? They are polishing their entrepreneurial talents. Do you become a soldier by the fact that you are born in barracks? No. Yes, some soldiers' parents or ones whose parents were soldiers or what have you, businessmen, entrepreneurs, are not necessarily entrepreneurs. Why? That's why Elon said, based on your interest, own personal experience, and other things that your own ambition in life and other things. But there are some characteristics of entrepreneurship or entrepreneurs that when we exhibit these things, that's what I talk about, our capability to develop others, see the good in other people, developing mentoring and all that. As teachers, if we do some of these things, we will help in the development of our economies, countries, and all other sectors of our economies will be doing better than here. In Ghana, we need entrepreneurship education. Look at the resource endowment of our country. Okay, I'll hold there, my friend. Thank you so much.
All right, so Dr. Solomon, thank you for your excellent explanation and then your meticulous presentation. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful presentation, and thank you for being with us here today. Thank you very much, sir. That was a wonderful presentation.